The e-hailing sector in the Western Cape is concerned over a notable rise in driver attacks. In the latest incident, which went viral, an e-hailing driver was robbed by a group that looked like a group of teenagers who were wielding knives in Rylands in Cape Town. The incident bringing again to the fore the issue of e-hailing safety or lack thereof. So let's talk about it with Siyabonga Hlabisa, who is the chairperson of the Western Cape E-Hailing Association. Siyabonga, good morning. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. As people watch this now viral video, it serves as a chilling reminder of how easy it is to attack drivers. So the man was lucky to escape with his life. We're showing some blurred visuals there to our viewers. I understand you were also attacked recently. Talk to us about your ordeal in Elsie's River and also about how often this is happening.
Good morning to you and good morning to the viewers. No, the attack of the e-hailing drivers and the robbery of the e-hailing drivers by this, because they call themselves Uber robbers. That's what one has just discovered. That is a group of teenagers who targeted Uber drivers, especially in most local communities in the Western Cape. And, we became a target, easy target, because they just targeting our phones. Some of them, they looking for our cars. I also myself, almost like 2 months to 3 months now, I was also survived the same. But obviously, I lost my phone on the trip, whereby a woman requested, and then a group of guys jumped in the car. And then they claimed that, obviously, they know the lady. And then we drove on the way. When about to drop them off, they also robbed me, took my phone, and ran away with my belongings and wallets and cash.
And do you have any numbers? I guess some of it's still anecdotal, but how rife is these driver attacks?
I think it's getting worse now, especially on this type of season, which is the festive season. I just got a call now this morning again, where there is a driver also suspected that he defended himself when he was robbed. The incident that you are talking about, there is also other ones that we are sharing with the drivers whenever we meet in the airport. Drivers are being robbed. I think there's so many. It's increasing each and every year, but I think very worse because obviously these boys, they are looking for our phones to send them and all of that. So it's a big challenge for us at this moment. It's a big challenge. That's why we want to make sure that we send a message to drivers to be careful to not go to dangerous areas where this is data taking place.
I'll talk about the vetting in just a moment, and we'll come back to the incident that you had. And by the way, really relieved, of course, that you managed to escape with your life, Siyabonga. So the amended National Land Transport Act 5 of 2009, you know better than most of us. It's now finally been signed into law. It's been a 13-year wait for that to happen, but it paves the way for the regulation of e-hailing services in South Africa. And one of the important things that it aims to achieve is the introduction of safety measures by the Transport Minister to introduce strict vetting procedures. This will ensure that drivers and riders don't participate in criminality while using e-hailing apps. How do you see this making an impact?
It's one of the things that we've been initiating, also sending our grievances to the office of the minister and asking the same thing, that they should try to enforce, because this is a different sector compared to other sectors, especially now the e-hailing platforms are the one that initiate these safety features on their app. And that becomes obviously, in terms of what they're doing with the app, they are not doing what you're supposed to do and treat the rider and the driver equally. At this current moment, they're facing the challenge where a rider is being more prioritized in terms of the safety features than a driver. Because at this current moment, you can see that they do verification to the driver often, each and every time. It's a must that the driver must be verified, but the rider is not being verified. So that's the biggest issue. While you're using the app, it's so difficult to identify who's coming to ride with you, because you don't have anything to identify that particular person. So at this current moment, I think we are trying also to initiate and send to communicate with the minister to ask that on their draft on the new transport land bill, they should include that these app companies should be able to review the picture of a rider to the driver so that the driver can see who they're coming to pick up. As the accident of this guy who was robbed also, he didn't know who to pick up. The guys just came, all of them in the car. And that thing happened so quickly. So we're just sending a message and asking the minister if he can assist to emphasize on these app companies to try by all means to include that as part of their safety features.
But what it means, Siyabonga, is that in this moment, today, right now, you're still sitting ducks.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. That's very true. They not yet, it's a festive season now. We've been also initiated to them and asked them in our grievances that they should try to get away with their cash trips now, even on dangerous areas. These app companies, if I can tell you, they know exactly that we have been attacked, especially on the dangerous places like Nyanga, Philippi, Matches Plain, all the careless areas. But they continuously exposing drivers on the cash trips there. And they are making demands on those areas with the search. So it tempts the drivers to force the driver to go and pick up a trip there. And if the drivers loses most of the trip, they are reaching drops. So the drivers doesn't stand with no chance now. They have to go fetch clients because those are busy areas in this current moment, and they got searched. The price is high, so the driver also fears he will go to these dangerous areas. That's why we become a target so easy there.
Yeah, but they know that they're going to do it under extremely high risk. How do you share information and awareness about hotspots across e-hailing platforms? So I think in this case we're talking about specifically Uber perhaps, but do you all, across all of the e-hailing platforms that are available, Bolt included, do you talk to each other and share information?
Yes, I think recently we, as drivers, we have groups, I think almost 10 to 11 groups. Almost some of them, there are 500, some of them, there are almost 1,000 drivers involved. So what we're doing recently, I myself also go to my TikTok platform also and share to the new drivers the no-go areas in the Western Cape. Also, the guys that did very well, they're sharing the no-go areas on the Western Cape on the groups. So that the drivers can be very aware that they should not go to those groups. And also, we have also run our own campaign to make sure that at least if there's anything that is happening in any area, we just inform ourselves in our group as soon as possible. But one should not, run away for the fact that Bolt recently had their Bolt Safety Summit. I think that was last month. And we did have an opportunity to engage with them. With the Western Cape government was available, with the MEC of Transport in the Western Cape was there. And, we did able to engage more further in terms of how we can try to resolve this matter. But at this current moment, we want also to ask SAPS to assist, because at this current moment, we feel like we are not being taken serious. Our cases are not being taken serious as the e-hailing drivers. Wherever driver report a case, sometimes they take it so lightly, and, because it's a common thing that is happening at the moment.
All right, Siyabonga, thank you very much for just sharing with us a view on the dangers and safety concerns that you have as e-hailing drivers. And we shared with our viewers some of that video that went viral in one of the latest incidents. But you heard from Siyabonga there as well that even this morning he got a call. So this really is an area for concern. Siyabonga Hlabisa is the chairperson of the Western Cape E-Hailing Association.